model. I'm Andrew Barije, and you're watching Smart Means Business on Smart 24 TV, and we are still continuing with the discussion of the parish development model with Mr. Bukenya, the manager commercial services at KCCA, and today we expect the Prime Minister.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister has been teaching about the same. Good enough is that we are going to interact with her. For parish development model, we are specifically targeting those subsistence households which have not been engaged in economic activities that can give them an income which can sustain them for future, for their businesses. Them have not been working in any kind of an economic activity that can be able to bring in money. Now the difference is the target PDM is for the people who have not been engaged anywhere in economic activity. Target for Emyoga was specifically for people who were already engaged in economic activities, but giving capital, and for it was a seed. So specifically it was encouraging them to continue saving, and government came in to give a push of 30 million, which was good. So parish development model for this team that has not been engaged anywhere in economic activity. A Myoga Circles program for people who have already been in economic activities, but they needed an extra push. So that is the only difference. And indeed, when you look at the two programs, all geared towards forming our subsistence kind of state in which our country is, so that we become the country that we want to be. That's the only difference. Yes. And we are very sure that is going to be achieved with you, the media, with us here, and of the Ugandans, and in this case, campaign. We would wish to see many of our people who are sleeping in Katanga be able to engage in economic activities. And that is the essence of this PDM. Yeah.
And maybe we know that our economy, informal sector, like you've said, so could it be, first of all, do we need the informal sector in our country, according to you? And also, let's look at the aspect, is the PDM also intending to get rid of the informal sector? Because how do you see it?
Thank you so much. First, the question about do we need informal sector? You don't need to need this informal sector. But you see, the truth on the ground is that the informal sector is there in the developed economies, by the way. But our major aim is to see how best we can reduce. We can reduce it tremendously. We may not do away completely with it because in developed economies, the informal sectors are still there. Go to China. There are areas where you will go and you find those citizens engaged in those kind of low-income activities, which are accounted for anywhere in the economic system of those countries. But what we are saying as a country, as Uganda, we need to fight to ensure that we reduce the informal sector, because it is only then that our country can be in the desired position, just as what the president is always telling us. The will only be achieved when we keep bringing programs that are addressing this issue of the informal sector. So we are very much willing and eager and putting our efforts as Kampala, as a country, to ensure our country is totally transformed. That be the smile for all Ugandans if we can be able to achieve that position.
Yeah. Mr. Bukenya, you are in charge of commercial services, CA, and part of the commercial service, the markets. So let's look at the commercial markets out there, there, and what the PDM is going to add on them. Do you urge those vendors to highly participate in the model?
Maybe we need to have clarity on is about how PDM is going to operate. Majority of our vendors operating in the markets are already engaged in economic activities, and for them they're operating in the markets. That's where they are earning their livelihood. We are now, that's why PDM is not within the working societies. Is at the village, in the parish where this resident resides. Okay? And that's why the model is taken back to the village level where you come from, because that's where you spend much of your time. And we are specifically targeting those that are not moving out of and look out for something. Now, when you look at our vendors in the markets, how are they going to benefit? You see, with the parish development model, once our people are brought into the economic sector, they are able to earn something. That alone will improve their livelihood, and then it will increase their their spending, because now they will have something to spend. Where do they spend? They spend probably buying clothes in the shops, buying food items in the markets. And you see, like, I remember one program, these markets, the commercial markets we have in Kampala, when markets were being established, they were majorly food markets. But these days they are hybrid markets. So implying that if somebody has not been earning an income where in a certain parish is now able to start earning, then this person is likely to visit a particular market, say Usafi, to go and buy a shirt. So the market vendor will have benefited. But also transitioning from the small activities they are going to start with into markets, and then thereafter graduating into arcades, so that they keep growing their businesses. Because with the parish development model, we are saying these small economic activities, you are making chapatis, you are making Rolexes, commando, and you are able to sell and then save. It's then that you will be able to have some bit of capital that we can now go to give you a low-cost worker space in a specific market, and then you continue growing. That's what we want. So in every sector where you are able to earn something, every sector will be able to benefit. All sectors, education sector, this person who has a kid will be able to take the kid back to school. If this person is able to get some income, he will be able to go at our national parks because now he has income at disposal. So the moment somebody has something, the moment income at disposal increases, these other sectors will automatically be positively affected. And that's our target. And the chain continues. So that's what we are looking at, Andrew.
Well, Parish Development Model. I'm with Mr. Bukenya, our Manager Commercial Services, Kampala City Council Authority. Mr. Bukenya, as we are winding up, give us your final remarks. What's your message out to a youth out there living in Kampala, since it's one of the people that has it's one of the cities that have the greatest settlement, more so the youths, in regard to development model.
Thank you so much. First of all, Andrew, Kampala population is growing so fast. And one of the reasons why it is growing so fast, it's because of the rural-urban migration. And the cause for this rural-urban migration is majorly for those youths to come in Kampala to look for opportunities, employment opportunities. And because majority of them will come from villages and they come settle in those ghetto areas, because no opportunities, or because there are few job opportunities, they end up just living by the day. And that's what we need to change. So as a Kampala, I want to urge our youths, all of us, in fact not only youths, let us support this new initiative so that we are able to transform. First of all, you see, when we are talking about transforming Uganda, it's like you are going to find a building that it is transformed. The Uganda we are talking about transforming is us. Is us, that youth, that lady, that man who has not been earning anything. So in our efforts to transform Uganda, we are transforming ourselves. We are transforming Kampala people. Therefore, the transformation, before you talk about Uganda, will be on that household. That if you have not been able to take your kid to school, now you will be able. That's why I want to urge all Kampala people, all Uganda large, each and every person, be it a politician, because there are some people who are saying, you see, this is an NRM thing. No, it's not NRM. This is government. Okay, let's assume it is NRM. If it is bringing money in your pockets, does money have color? So just support it so as you're able to get an income and you transform your life. So let's not get into the issues of, because there are some politicians who are looking at that. But I'm glad that now many politicians are also seeing that I think this is the right way to go if we are to change the lives of our people in Kampala, in Uganda at large. Therefore, let us all support the viewers of Smart 24. Let us support this initiative. It is good for our country and it will transform the main lives of our younger people out there, the youths. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bukenya, for that insight. Yes, we've been discussing the parish development model. As today, we expect the Prime Minister to come at the KCCA to address the assessment of the implemented policies concerning the parish development model. Yes, that's the insight we've had. And right about now, why don't I take you back to studio with Joram Paul Sonko as you're watching Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Abarije.
He did say right. And when you look at that particular situation, thank you very much, Andrew. Parish development model implementation. Now, there was actually a very huge concern about the fact that KCCA or Kampala is not divided in parishes, or is not segmented in parishes, segmented in wards, or I would say wards, or ward A, ward this, ward not parish, or like the way we are used to in my home area, but clearly it's still the implementation has to take center stage. And Kampala City Council Authority does believe that such programs are set on board by government to ensure that Ugandans can benefit out of it. These are programs that are basically driven to alleviate poverty right from households, from the different households. And once that's, believe me, it is exactly the same situation when we as a country want to see things, we want to see Ugandans living beyond the poverty line, but then they need to push for these government particular programs that are being put on board and have a positive attitude towards the same matter in that regard. We shall be linking back with the team that is actually around to see what the Prime Minister is about to say in regards to the parish model. And I will tell you something, by the way, is that over the last few weeks, the parish development model has seen members of going to the various constituencies as well as ministers to ensure the implementation and to ensure that money is being disbursed as it was supposed to be. And with that, I do take a break. I'm returning shortly. Good morning.